Welcome, welcome, welcome to TSK F1. How are you doing, guys? Are we ready for the Dutch Grand Prix? We've got about 29 minutes until the start of the race, and some emerging news, if anyone's particularly bothered, is Nicholas Latifi is reporting smoke in his cockpit on the way round to the grid, and he's now on the grid. I'm not seeing any images of it particularly. But he's reported smoke in his cockpit on the way to the grid. They went to the helmet camera, and we didn't really see anything. But there we go. How you doing, Harry? How you doing, Rob? Good afternoon. I've just brought the grid up for now on the screen until we start the race. But do make sure that you're hitting that subscribe button. We really need to get as many subscriptions as we can on the channel. So hit the subscription and also the bell notification button. How you doing, Nikolai? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just seeing some replays of qualifying here. Car's looking very, very sort of set. That Red Bull is looking very, very, very planted. Seeing a side by side with Charles Leclerc, and in places where the Red Bull looks stanced, the Ferrari looks a little bit looser, but not much, not a crazy amount, to be honest. How you doing, Daniel? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are we all doing? Now, I was just listening to it, and we've got a 20% chance of rain, apparently. 20% chance of rain over in Zandvoort. A little bit of rain would be fun, wouldn't it? A little bit of rain would be fun. Slightly rough today. Got about 27 minutes to the beginning of the race. I'm actually really looking forward to this. Too much drinking at the air show. Too much drinking at the air show. So, question in the there's a question in the chat box now. Will there be a safety car today? Now, there's a really interesting thing on my coverage now. We're seeing a replay of the start of the last. Oh, sorry, this is from F2, and it's showing really that the start-finish straight, unless you're in the left half of the grid, it is incredibly sandy. Incredibly. Of course, the circuit is in the middle of sand dunes, so it's showing that there is an incredible amount of dust and sand over on the right-hand side as you sat on the grid, which is going to be interesting for the start. If someone makes a dive up the start, there could well be a lock-up on that dirt. But we kind of would want to see that, wouldn't we? It would be pretty cool to see that. I think it'd be quite cool to see that. Someone diving up the inside, that is. But I definitely think compared to other circuits, the racing line's going to have a big advantage. I really do. Please make sure you're remembering to like the video as well, guys. Helps lots and lots and lots. So what do we think, guys? What do we think? Shall we start guessing our podium finishers? So the grid, we've got Verstappen next to Leclerc and Sainz. What do you think? What do you think is going to be the top three for this race? What do you think? I'm not sure, you know. Qualifying was so close. How you doing, Andy? Qualifying was so close. I'm really wondering, can the Mercedes get in there? Max, Hamilton, Charles. Do you think Hamilton will get up onto the podium? Do you think Ferrari will do Ferrari things? I mean, form would say they will do Ferrari things, right? Do we think we're going to see a flare thrown onto the track? Wouldn't it be crazy if Max isn't in a good position and then a flare arrives on the track for a VSC? I mean, I hope he doesn't win just for the championship, to be honest, Nikolai. Nothing bad to happen, but as like I don't have a driver that's in for the championship, so I want the championship fight to continue. So personally, somehow I'd like Max to be outside the points and Charles to win probably, but I don't see anyone beating Max today, though. To be honest, how you doing, Mario? Hey, Jamie, how you doing? Max Perez Hamilton. That's not Max 8, by the way. That's just F1. I want the championship to go on as long as possible. You know, that's literally all that is. So don't anyone come at me for Max 8. That isn't what that is. That Red Bull is unbelievable. I think Merck could get a double podium, but maybe not P1. Yeah, I mean it's interesting, isn't it? I think I think the opening laps are going to be full of action. You know what though? I'm even more impressed the more I think about it. I'm more impressed by Mick Schumacher and what he did yesterday in qualifying, honestly. Eighth place. Safety car lap one. You know what? I don't see why not. It's possible, isn't it? It's possible, a safety car lap one. 22 minutes until the start. One question I have, guys, because obviously this is the second stream I've done on YouTube. How long is the gap between you guys typing something and me responding? Lewis, Charles, Max, but my head says Max will win. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Ferrari will do what they've done all season, mess up strategies. Very possible, very possible. Like, they're also Sainz was on about how tyre degradation is high. This is the same as last year. I'm not sure whether it's to do with the asphalt or if it's to do with the sandy nature of the circuit uh, or or just the they're just reporting that the smoke for Latifi on the way around to the grid actually is absolutely fine. Back in the day, we used to get that a lot with like unburnt oil and stuff. They'd like overfill the car somewhat. So please do make sure you've liked the stream, guys. It's super helpful for us on the platform. So please do make sure you've done that and also turned on your notifications with the notification bell. Cheers, guys. So where did Zhou Guanyu qualify? 14th, ahead of his teammate. We had some interesting actually. If you look at the grid, some of it's really quite interesting. Got Schumacher up in 8th. You've got Norris 7th and Ricciardo 17th. Ocon's in front of Alonso. Tsunoda's in front of Gasly. Zhou's in front of Bottas. Schumacher's in front of Magnussen. Stroll's in front of Vettel. In some of those instances, you'd argue that they're sort of backwards in how they've qualified, wouldn't you? Grumblings or murmurings are. Oh, there's a really cool shot I'm seeing right now of the AlphaTauri. And you know how they put the coolers into the airbox, the roll hoop above the driver's head? They've done that, and as the camera's gone around the AlphaTauri, you know the louvers down the side of the side pods, down the engine cover, you can see the cold air coming out of those louvers. It really shows where the cooling. It's doing the same on the Aston Martin as well. I've never noticed that. Do I think Ricciardo's given up? Not in the slightest, Jamie. Not in the slightest. I did want to have a little chat about that actually, right? Because I was on social media, obviously doing what I do. I'm on social media a lot. And I think it's so it's so sad, honestly, how people are these days, right? Because I think everyone having I think people having an opinion is good, it's right, and people should have an opinion. Like if Jamie disagrees with me, if Nikolai disagrees with me, if people disagree with me, it's all good. But sorry, just 1 minute. Eddie Irvine on the grid with two young ladies, which is hilarious. But anyway, so people having an opinion is absolutely fine, and I encourage it. Definitely within this setting, I want you guys to have an opinion. I want you to say them in chat and things like that. But I'm not being, and I hate this term, I'm not being a snowflake. But what I don't understand is people's need to be legit nasty with an opinion. Like, I don't know what gives. Like people having an opinion, okay, but I don't get what gives little John boy in his boxer shorts in a basement at his parents' house. I don't know what gives him the right to absolutely savage Daniel Ricciardo. I know it took me a long way to get to that, but I don't understand why you have to be savage. I don't know why you have to be savage about that kind of stuff. Like, okay, Jamie could say, I think he's given up. I don't think he's given up. Um, and that point is fine. But some of the stuff on social media, honestly, has been horrendous. It's been horrendous about Daniel Ricciardo. I'm not having a go at you, Jamie. I'm saying your point. Do I think he's given up? No. You might think he's given up. That's an okay debate. That's an okay debate to have. But some of the stuff that people are saying about Daniel Ricciardo online is just crazy. Like the way they talk is as if what Lando Norris is doing is easy. Um, you know, and why not make an actual debate out of it? Like you could argue, I think Daniel Ricciardo's having a real crisis of confidence. I think he is. I don't think from a human side you can blame him. I think if you were to put yourself in Daniel Ricciardo's place, I think any of us would be struggling as well. It would take a supreme amount of mental fortitude to just brush off what he's going through as a sportsman, as an athlete, as a person. There's a lot going on there. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to say that. I don't know why people have felt the need. I'm not saying you were being nasty, Jamie. Please understand what I'm saying. People have been though, ladies singing the national anthem. No, Rob. No, Rob, I didn't. What? What? Why? What happened on that? What? No, 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 no. Jamie, you just tweaked something in my mind. That was all. You just tweaked something in my mind. That is a lady singing that. Seeing him getting this far back. I mean, look, there was saying. He said yesterday that there was sand on the track, like another car had kicked up sand. And I seem to remember, I've been so busy watching back, and indeed, the showed that there was sand on the track for Danny Rick. You know, Perez is not a mediocre driver. He's not mediocre, but I think you could get probably 2/3 of the grid into that second Red Bull, and they would do the same job Perez is doing. You know, and I'm not. That isn't a dig at Perez. I think you could just put a lot of people into that car, and they'd be doing a great job. Guys, please make sure you have hit that like button on the stream. It really, really helps. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also use that bell button. It really, really helps because you'll get notified when I go live. We should have 13 minutes until race start. I think what I want to see here from me, I'd like to see Mick Schumacher get points or a point. I think that'd be great for him. I think he deserves to, and it'd be good for him going forward. I know I'm a bit of a Mick fan. And let's hope, look, from a genuine sort of neutral position here, let's hope the Ferraris can stay with Max. Let's hope the Mercedes can stay with the Ferraris. That'd be brilliant. I think that would be great to see. $305,000 weekend attendance. I wonder how much they sweep this circuit. And I know that sounds like an odd thing to say, but if you've ever been to a Formula One race, well, I've only ever been to the Silverstone F1 races, right? And they have like street sweepers, absolutely loads of street sweepers going around the track, loads before the race. I wonder how much they try and clean the track surface here. I wonder how much. I know that's a really nerdy point, but Mega love making the points. Yeah, it's a difficult one. It is a difficult one because I feel like people starting on the right side of the grid are going to be in trouble to start with. Yeah, you go have a conversation about it, Jamie. I just think people, back to the Ricardo point, I think people detach themselves from reality a little bit. Like, these people are F1 drivers, yeah, and they're elite athletes, but I think people detach themselves from the fact that the people, they are just people. They happen to be able to drive racing cars really fast, but they are just people, you know. And people being asked to people online, it'll still affect them. Just because they're famous doesn't mean they turn it off, you know? It's interesting, though. I think we could see, like, maybe Sainz jump in front of Leclerc and Perez get in front of Hamilton at the start. It's just going to be interesting to see how dusty the circuit is. Wait, so in I don't know how many people have voted on it, but there's a poll going on for will there be a safety car today? 9 people have voted so far. 100% of the vote is yes. Everyone thinks there's going to be a safety car today. Everyone thinks there's going to be a safety car. Getting excited now. 10 minutes till the start. I can't really call a podium here. I think the Mercs have been really strong on race pace, haven't they? So I think you know, without any craziness, I think you might see Verstappen. Verstappen, you know what? I'm going to say Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, maybe. I feel like Ferrari will do something stupid. And if they don't, I feel like the drivers will. It's interesting just listening to the commentary. Jolyon Palmer's said the same as me. I can imagine. I mean, look, I never hope for crashes. I never hope for any harm to come to people. But for the championship, that'd be great, Mario. For the championship, and really, you know, but Ferrari always do something stupid indeed. 8 minutes to go. 8 minutes to go. I just don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know what's going to happen here in this race. What a setting it is. I still really like the setting of Zandvoort. It's a bit crazy. I like how it seems to have like in Britain we have little holiday parks, and it seems to have a holiday park right next to it where it's like static caravans and things. It really does seem like a beach resort. I'd like to attend the Zandvoort Grand Prix. It's one I'd attend, but I bet it's really difficult to get tickets for. Hopefully, longer DRS zone helps. Yeah, hopefully that'd be rather fantastic. The crowd looks well up for it, doesn't it? The crowd looks so up for it. It's crazy because I'll be really honest. Having attended Silverstone a few times, it's not it's not that it's not that awash with Lewis Hamilton fans, for example. That is crazy. Nearly all of the fans look like they're there for Max, which is just crazy, really, when you consider the attendance. Getting the theme tune now. 7 minutes to go. I say getting the theme tune, that's the end of the one I'm watching. I need to go to the actual race program now. There we go. Just to check you can't hear what I'm watching. Please do remember to like the stream, guys. It's super, 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 super helpful. It really, really is. Coffee. Coffee. Humidity 75% over in Holland with a track temperature of 34 and a air temperature of 22 degrees Celsius. It's very great to see people here, isn't it? It's really good. Do we think the Alpines will come through as well? I don't know if they particularly had drama, but I feel like they've qualified lower than they should have. But look, I'm just going to go out there and say, I want to see Mick get a point at least this race. I think that'd be brilliant. As a fan of his, I'd like to see Mick get a point today. I hope we have a battle up at the front, and I'll be keeping a keen eye on Mick. I hope he can get a point there. Who do you guys support? That's an interesting one. Which driver is your favourite driver? Let me know in chat. Which driver is your favourite driver? Duh, 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 duh. Already had 20 cups of coffee today. Wow, I've had a few, to be honest. Lando. 7th place for Lando. See, I don't see him going any further forward without issues. At the start, he may get in front of Russell. I do think that there could be some drama here on the first corner. front to back, there could be drama here. Just because it's so dusty and sandy offline and, you know, I think we could be seeing some drama. I really do. Be interesting. Right, the grid. Let's go down the grid. We've got 4 minutes to go. Verstappen on pole with Charles Leclerc in second. Sainz in third with Lewis Hamilton fourth. Perez fifth. George Russell in sixth. Lando Norris in seventh. Schumacher in eighth. Yuki Tsunoda in ninth with Lance Stroll actually a fairly impressive 10th. Gasly in 11th. Ocon 12th. Alonso in 13th. Zhou in 14th, Albon in 15th, Bottas in 16th, Ricciardo 17th, Magnussen in, I guess, pretty disappointing 18th, Vettel in a very disappointing 19th, and Latifi miles off at the back in 20th. Let's get it ready. Let me just refresh this so we're all good to go. Yeah, do make sure you're hitting that like button, guys. Every single like really helps the stream. Ah, Russell, you followed him come up through the ranks. Support all of them but Latifi. How you doing, King D? Hope you're well. So, I'm super excited. I think even though it's difficult to overtake here, I think we're in for some action. Now, if this is your first time watching, guys, please do make sure you're hitting that subscription button followed by the bell button. It means that all of your notifications will be on for when I go live. Oh, it means all your notifications will be on when I go live. Where's my mouse gone? Hello? There we go. He's not going to be next season. I don't think he's going to be, well, he's almost certainly not going to be next season. Right then, we have 2 minutes to go. If you've never been here, welcome. My name's Rich. This is TSK F1, where I'm going to be doing real F1 content. I'm just going to refresh my feed real quick because it's going a bit hoovy-dooby-dooby. And I'm going to be uploading lots of real-life F1 content as well as doing watch-alongs. So if you're into your real F1, please do make sure you are subscribing to the channel. For the first couple of laps, I won't be looking at chat. I'll be commentating what I see, and then after a lap or two, or if we get a stoppage or something like that, then I'll rejoin chat and we can have a little chat. So, interestingly, the Mercedes have put on medium tires. Now, I don't know if you guys have got different comment. Well, you have got different commentary to me. It's showing Verstappen on new softs, but Leclerc and Sainz and Perez on old softs. I don't know if that's right. Correct. Mick Schumacher with new mediums. So this is true. This is true. So we're starting the race with Verstappen on new softs, because he saved some softs, so he might two-stop. Leclerc and Sainz on used softs. Hamilton on new mediums. Perez on used softs. Russell, Norris and Schumacher on new mediums. Tsunoda on used softs. Stroll, new softs. Gasly on used softs. Ocon, Alonso and Zhou on new softs. Albon, new mediums. Bottas, Ricciardo, new softs. Magnussen, new mediums. Vettel and Latifi, new softs. So, nice, Andy. Nice, dude. So here they are. They're starting the formation lap. Please do make sure you've liked the stream, guys, and you have subscribed to the channel. I think you can share on YouTube as well, so feel free to share the stream as well. It's looking a little, on my feed, it's looking weirdly hazy. Is that just dampness in the air? Are you guys getting that on yours, or is it just mine? I don't know. Oh, slow cars away from the grid. Vettel had a bit of an issue getting away from the grid there, I think. Predicted strategies: 2 stops, softs onto mediums around lap 18 to 23. 2 stops, medium onto softs onto medium seems to be the quickest. But here we go. You can't see most comments. Why not, Mario? It's going to be interesting, this, because I do... You know, you get tracks like Monza next week where drama can happen because of the chicane and whatnot as turn 1. But I think we could see drama here because it's such a tight and twisty start. So they're just coming around the banking now on the final corner on my screen. Oh. Little lock-up from Verstappen, trying to warm up. Don't want to give himself a flat spot there. They're just about to start lining up. I don't know why, Mario, because they're on the screen next to me here, and I think chat is working all right. But here we go. I'll count you down on the lights so you can see the delay from me to you guys, but do be part of the comments, like get involved in the chat. Let's make this a good first race watch along on TSK F1, guys. Please make sure you've liked the stream. Should be just under the video, and also subscribe to the channel. You can't see the dots. What do you mean? What? Right then. They are lining up on the grid. Lining up on the grid as Latifi takes the spot. And green flag at the back of the grid. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and the lights are out. It looks like it's a good start from Russell behind Lewis. Max Verstappen cuts across the left-hand side and cuts off. And we've got George Russell hitting the side of Sainz there in 3rd and 4th, with Lewis Hamilton dropping back. Let me just check I've got that right, or was that indeed Hamilton? I think it was Hamilton. Sorry for my mistake. It's Hamilton hit the side of Sainz. Nothing. They both carried on, though. No drama. Just some contact. There may be some aero damage to the side of Sainz's car. Sorry, guys. Got that a little bit mixed up there. But we have Max Verstappen in the lead, closely followed by Leclerc. I'm not seeing any particular drama, but Russell has dropped back a good amount of time there. I think Russell is down in 7th as I watch this, behind Lando Norris and Perez now. And yeah, so Russell really didn't get a good start there. I'm not sure why I got so confused at the start. I apologize, guys. But Lewis absolutely sent it into turn 1 there. Lando moved up, and Mick Schumacher is in 10th place, and Magnussen is up to 15th place. So Mick Schumacher losing a couple of positions there. Leclerc on his used softs, sticking to the back of Verstappen like glue there. Lots of drivers weaving down the straight as they try and stop people passing into the first corner. Hamilton is indeed on the medium tyres. Super close at the back there between Albon. Oh, we have got Magnussen is off now. That was up into the banked hairpin at turn 304 there. He was very close to Albon. I'm not sure if there was contact there. No, he seemed to lose the rear. He seemed to make his own mistake. He lost the rear there, and now Magnussen is at the back. But that will be interesting, because into that hairpin now, all kinds of dust and sand has been pulled onto the track. So we'll have to keep an eye on the Red Bull of Verstappen and Ferrari of Leclerc as they approach that hairpin next time round. Leclerc's goal here must be to stay within DRS. I don't think he's going to manage it, quite honestly. He's already nearly a second behind. But Sainz in close attendance, followed by Hamilton. Hamilton on the new medium tyres, of course, which will be interesting in of itself as to whether that's going to pan out for him. Really, Russell with quite the nightmare start there for him. It doesn't look like they've had any issues into the hairpin. Actually, fair play thinking back on it. Now, I'm seeing the start. Russell actually, I was correct. So Russell did get a good start, but then what happened? Hamilton made contact. I see. So basically, round turn one, Russell didn't get a bad start, but round turn one, Perez and Lando could just send it, basically. And Russell very nearly lost out to Stroll as well in the hairpin. So really, Russell did get a good start, but around the outside of turn one, there was just plenty of pace for Perez and Norris. I'm not sure there was that much contact actually. Well, there was contact, but between Sainz and Hamilton, Perez went super aggressive on the start again. But yeah, just seeing on board from Norris, really he could just maintain that corner speed on Russell, and then he had a better line up towards the banked hairpin there. So interesting. We had a yellow flag momentarily there. I'm not sure who for. Magnussen at the back of the pack now, keeping an eye on it. So sit rep after a few laps, we've got Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, Perez, Russell, Norris, Stroll, Ocon and Schumacher making up the top 10. Leclerc is within DRS momentarily. I don't know whether he was within it at the DRS activation zone. I think if we're going to have any kind of race, that's what the neutral would want, really. Hamilton is within the DRS of Sainz, which is good to see as well for keeping the Mercedes up with the Ferraris. But it does look like Leclerc is being dropped by Verstappen, which really is unsurprising being on the used soft tyres. You should expect Verstappen to pull away a little bit there. I guess Verstappen saved tyres in qualifying. Let's have a sit rep then. I think, in a really good position right now, honestly, is Hamilton. Because he's on those mediums and he's keeping up with the Ferraris on the softs, which is just interesting as Leclerc sets a purple first sector. What do we think to the start? Yeah, Perez was aggressive, right, Rob? Perez was aggressive at the start. Please make sure you've liked the stream, guys. It helps lots and lots and lots. Get involved in the conversation. Be part of the chat. Be part of it. Ocon has actually made really good progress. I'm not sure how many positions completely that is. Let me see. Ocon up 3 places. He was my driver of the day last week. So Ocon making good progress once again. I did feel the Alpines qualified lower than they should have, quite honestly. But yeah, I'd say this is a good look for Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton fans right now. I'm honestly surprised Verstappen isn't further ahead. I'm honestly surprised. Well, I don't know, you see, Jamie. He made a position, but last week Perez was overly aggressive and it cost him as well. So maybe he should just concentrate on his own thing. But I am surprised Verstappen isn't further ahead, honestly. I thought on new tyres it would be further ahead. In fact, Leclerc has just caught up a good chunk on this lap. 0.3 of a second Leclerc's taken out of him as they come onto the start-finish straight. I think Leclerc has DRS this lap. We're not seeing an on-board from my point of view, but I think Leclerc has DRS this lap. Just keeping an eye on it. As indeed, Leclerc takes the fastest lap of the race so far, taking a 10th out of Verstappen. Interesting. Interesting. Do you guys agree? Do you guys agree that you would have expected Verstappen to pull away more on new soft tyres? I'm seeing a lot of Lewis Hamilton behind Sainz right now. Again, I'm surprised Hamilton's keeping up with Sainz. Leclerc has dropped back a bit though, so Verstappen has responded to that pace with a purple first sector indeed. So I'm wondering whether Max was testing the water, managing a bit of pace on those new tyres. Not sure. But again, it seems actually, looking at the deltas, yeah, on this lap so far, Verstappen's pulled back another, what's that, 4/10. So, what a wonderful setting. What a genuinely wonderful... I really like Zandvoort. I really do. Is it good for Formula One as a circuit? I'm not sure. I'm sure over a lap it's magnificent for the drivers. We'll judge it at the end of the race, you know. I'm not sold on it as an F1 track, but I love the setting. I love the circuit. I love the atmosphere. Lewis in a great position with Sainz on the mediums, agreed. I wonder how the pit stop goes. Well, this is interesting, isn't it? You know, this is interesting because Leclerc and Ferrari, Leclerc setting another purple first sector there, taking 10th back out of Verstappen. So it's interesting. It is interesting because Verstappen responded and now Leclerc's responding. It's very interesting. Now, look, I'm just going to throw it out there. If I'm Ferrari, I'm already looking at the undercut on Verstappen. Do you like it, Luke? If I'm Ferrari, I'm thinking about the undercut. They are on the used tyres. They are on the used tyres. You know, Hamilton has got good pace here because Perez is he on used? He's on used soft. Isn't in DRS for Hamilton. You'd kind of expect him to be. Verstappen radio. They're expecting both Ferraris to push. Interesting. Interesting. Why would... Did I hear that wrong? Was that the radio message to Red Bull that they're expecting both Ferraris to push now? That's interesting. For me personally, Schumacher is holding 10th, which is great for me to see. Ocon doing a great job, honestly. Ocon's doing a great job in 8th. He actually really is doing a great job in 8th. I think it needs mentioning. Yeah, I guess, Rob. They know the projected life, don't they? And Ferrari have complained of high deg. Please do make sure you have turned on your notifications on the channel, guys, and please also make sure you have liked the stream as well. It's very close. It's very close in the mid-pack here. Alonso, there's a bit of a train here. Tsunoda, Gasly, Alonso, Zhou. Also, I think it's worth mentioning, Albon 15th in that Williams, worth a mention, I think. Alonso making a pass. Vettel's in the pits. Vettel is in the pits. Russell reporting. I'm going to see if I can swap to... Where is Vettel? Where's Vettel? Vettel camera. Vettel's moved on to the mediums. Vettel is now on medium tyres. I just thought I'd check that. Vettel's onto the medium tyres. Used medium tyres. So, interesting. What's fun? What's happened? The gap between Leclerc and Sainz is huge. Did I say something daft? Did I say something daft and I didn't realise? If you are new to the channel, guys, please let me know. So Russell reporting that he thinks the track is going to rubber up a lot. I agree, Joshua. I agree. And I think on another track, I feel like Hamilton would be passed. I think maybe on those medium tyres, he can't quite get the drive out of the final two corners. But the Ferrari is known for great drivability. Seeing a replay of Magnussen having a go at Latifi, but then massively outbraking himself. No one else in the pits right now. Thank you for hanging out today, guys. Really appreciate it. Wonder if I can become partnered on my second YouTube channel. That'd be a thing, wouldn't it? Hamilton still within the DRS of Sainz. Leclerc staying in touch with, though a bit far off. Right, Gasly, Ricciardo into the pits. Norris radio. Soft runners showing high deg. Fernando is on the move as he's just dispatched. Yuki Tsunoda. Next up for Alonso is Schumacher, some 2.3 seconds ahead. As we see Daniel Ricciardo move on to shiny brand new mediums, looking at that. And also Gasly onto used mediums. So maybe Ricciardo will have a touch of pace now. Hamilton is getting into his day, yeah, losing downforce just as he gets close. But when... we'll see, won't we? We'll see, Joshua. Vettel's setting personal best laps here. So there is pace on those old mediums for him. Russell pushing on, getting closer to Perez. Hamilton still remaining within the DRS of Sainz. Alonso into the pits, and he had new softs on, but he's into the pits. So these pit stops are earlier than projected, I believe. Zhou into the pits as well. So I feel like tyre deg is higher than anticipated. Hard tyres going on to Alonso. Now, hard tyres was said to be a firm no this week by Pirelli. Like, absolutely firm no on those hard tyres. I mean, Alonso's a bit like that, isn't he? He's a bit of a maverick, so he's just rolling the dice, I think. Alpine are playing F1 Manager, mate. So I think we're going to be seeing Leclerc pitting because he is losing a massive amount of time at this point. We'll keep an eye on those times for Alonso. Wow. Just saw an overhead shot and Lewis really catching Sainz under braking. I'm sure they were projecting the softs to around lap 18 and the mediums to around lap 23. And they were saying that they would go medium, soft, medium. Mick Schumacher into the pits. Now, is Alonso going to get ahead of... I think he has. Alonso has taken Schumacher. I wonder if Schumacher's had an issue. Schumacher's had an issue. I think Schumacher's had an issue. Oh, man. Oh. I don't know what's happened there with Schumacher, but I don't know. I don't know what's happened there. 10 seconds stop there for Schumacher. I think that needs remembering. I don't know what's happened there, and I don't know if we'll get any kind of replay of that. But I think in the post race, that needs remembering that we've got Sainz into the pits. Now, what you would expect is Hamilton to go for it here. Sainz. Oh! Perez run over one of the guns? What just happened? So Perez just ran over one of the air guns of the Ferrari team, I'm sure. Sainz, they had a problem getting the rear left onto his car. Perez ran over the wheel gun somehow, and Perez was left up there. I'm not sure. That was very weird. I don't know what... Does anyone have any more clarity what just happened there? That was... It was like... How was that wheel gun on the floor? Right. Wheel gun was way off to the right, behind. Is it a spare? Oh, wow. We're just seeing a replay now. Ferrari were not ready for the stop. Ferrari were not ready for the stop. Now, the air gun that Perez ran over was the spare. That was a bit lax by Ferrari. But honestly, how did they not have a set of tyres ready for Sainz? Honestly, right. Look, I'm not a Mercedes fan, but it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to Ferrari that Mercedes are anywhere near them in this championship. It's embarrassing. They've had more issues than Red Bull this season if you take reliability and stuff, I think, and driving mistakes. But Ferrari should be so clear. Ferrari should be so clear of Mercedes. But as things stand, Mercedes are now in a position to be super, super close to Ferrari in the constructors. They have no right to be anywhere near there. Crazy. Verstappen reporting the tyres are not too bad. 9/10. He's saying the tyres aren't bad and he's 9/10 faster. I think Leclerc needs to pit. As we see, Hamilton took 4/10 out of Leclerc last lap. Mick Schumacher trying to pass Seb Vettel here at the chicane. Ooh. Beautiful racing from the two there. Beautiful racing from Schumacher and Vettel there. There was no extra room for either of them there. Great racing there from Vettel and Schumacher. Very close, beautiful. That's what you want to see. Keeping an eye on the gaps here into the first sector. Leclerc pitting. Tyres are not great. Yet Leclerc into the pits, confirmed. Medium tyres. I'm seeing 4 tyres there. What happened? What happened, Bash? Because I've not seen a replay. What happened to Mick? It's really good, Joshua, watching the stop. Leclerc's stop went well. Seeing, is that Norris pitting behind? Norris is pitting also off his... He had new mediums on. So this is an early stop. This is an early stop as he goes hard tyres. Interesting. So Norris rolling the dice there. So looking at pit times now, it's going to be interesting. I don't see that the Mercedes are dropping off or anything yet. How you doing, James? Hope you're well. Guys, can I just remind you to make sure you're hitting the like on the stream? It really, really does help lots and lots and lots. And also, if you are enjoying and you're new here, please do make sure that you have hit the subscribe button and also the bell notification button and turned on all notifications. As we see Verstappen in the pits now. Now, I'm going to keep a keen eye on lap times now because this is kind of the critical phase for the Mercedes cars. Verstappen should be well ahead of Leclerc. He is indeed miles ahead. They were not able to release the front jack. Not able to release the front jack. I mean, I think that needs remembering. When, after the race, inevitably, when people have a dig at Mick Schumacher, they need to remember this. So Ocon also going on to hard tyres. Now look, are Alpine playing a blinder here with the hard tyres? Now, I'm going to throw something out there. Do we think Mercedes may one-stop this? While we've got the Ferraris and the Red Bulls two-stopping. I'm just making conversation. I'm just grabbing it and popping it into chat. Now, let me have a look at lap times here. We're seeing Leclerc doing a 16.3. Seeing Leclerc do a 16.3 on his new mediums. Perez with the fastest lap of the race. So, interesting. Interesting. That'd jazz things up, wouldn't it? That'd jazz things up if it was a little bit different like that. Well, I mean, to be fair though, Joshua, Pirelli said the hard tyres were just a firm no-go. Now, let me look at the lap times here. Norris, in fact, doing a personal... Now, this is the thing. Norris just did a personal best on the hard tyres on a 16.7, while you have new mediums doing low 16s. So you've got... Okay, new hards doing a 16.7. New hards doing a 16.7. And then new mediums on Leclerc doing a 16.3. So there's about 4/10 a lap in that. So, I mean, it's possible to what? Wow, Verstappen with a 15.9. 15.9. I don't think so, Michael. I really don't think he can get to the end. I don't know that for a fact, Michael, but I'm fairly certain he cannot get to the end on these mediums. I don't think the mediums can last that long. Oh, bit of contact with Vettel and Bottas there. No damage done, but a little contact there. As we look at the Mercedes doing 16.6 and 16.8, Verstappen catching around 7/10 of a lap there. Loving this, guys. Thank you so much for joining the stream today. Really appreciate it. Hello, my screen showing 30 people in here right now. That's absolutely magnificent, given this is our only our second watch along on YouTube. I hope you're enjoying it, guys. I really do. Hope you're enjoying the Grand Prix. We'll, of course, be back next week for the Monza Grand Prix as well. Do make sure you're subscribed for all the other content that I'm putting out as well. What's the gap? The gap's 4 seconds. Honestly, I think Mercedes should do their own thing. Now, Verstappen, this is the thing, right? I think... What's the pit stop time here? I'm looking at it now. Albon's into the pits. I honestly think we might see both Mercedes pit for hard tyres. I honestly think they might. Now they've committed so long into the race, they are the longest runners on the mediums. I think that's what they're doing. Alonso's early stop onto those hard tyres has really worked for him up to ninth. Gutted for Mick. Gutted for Mick. I mean, the only saving grace for Mick Schumacher is he's a good 10 seconds in front of his teammate. (18, 19 seconds. So you're looking right now at Hamilton might be able to come out in front of Perez. Might. Norris setting personal best time still on the hard. I can't call this right now. I mean, I'm certain that Verstappen's winning it at this point, but and he's got a 5-second delta to Leclerc. Please make sure you've liked the stream, guys. I know I keep asking, but it's awesome if you do. Thank you very much for hanging out. We're over 20 likes now on the stream. That's mega. And if you are new here, please make sure you've hit the subscribe button and also turned on your notifications for when I go live and when I post new videos and so on. What do we think? What do we think's going to happen here? Because I have to say, right, considering how long the Mercedes are running, they're not dropping off a huge amount. Honestly, they're gonna come out. They're gonna come out around what 8 and 9 seconds behind Leclerc, and they're stopping. Safety car right now. Safety car. It's a 1-2 for yeah. Right now it would be ideal for a safety car. It's a super interesting race, this, you know. Have Mercedes played a blinder with strategy here? I'm not saying they're in for a win, but their race pace 16.6, 16.7. They're losing half a second a lap. So commentary is saying last lap, Hamilton was within half a tenth of his own best lap. So super consistent laps. Super consistent laps from Hamilton. So it's interesting. Interesting. It's very... I like this. I like how this race is... Now... Verstappen, Verstappen needs to stop again. Verstappen needs to stop again, right? But is Verstappen going to get past Russell easier? I don't know. It's difficult to pass here. I mean, it's pretty known that Red Bull is rapid in a straight line and the Mercedes is slow in a straight line, but this is actually a bit crazy. No one moving in the Mercedes garage right now. Sainz getting slower. Sainz is running slow. Yeah, Sainz is running slower than the Mercedes right now. Very interesting. Very interesting. Now, if Verstappen has any trouble getting past Russell, it changes the face of this race quite dramatically. I can't call this. This is a super interesting race. How you doing, Robert? It's a very interesting race, this. We've not seen such a genuinely tactical race in a long time. Yeah, they do, Michael. His tyres look good. Now, I feel like even if there was a planned stop for Russell, I feel like Russell, personal best, first sector there. So there is still life in those tyres. This is crazy. This is crazy. Even if Russell's due to stop, I can see them leaving him out. Russell with a personal best lap there. So there's life in those tyres. I mean, this was completely unexpected. This was very unexpected because Zandvoort over the past couple of years has been known for high tyre degradation. Yet here are Mercedes somehow making those tyres last. This is crazy. I mean, I don't know if... I don't think it's... I don't think it's like, right, Russell, block him. Like, he's got genuine pace. Now, what's going to be interesting now is that Verstappen's in the DRS. It's going to be interesting into turn one how vigorously Max sends it because he's on him this lap as Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the race. So watching them down into the first corner right now. Verstappen's done it easy. The DRS. I mean, this was kind of the thing. Now, for me, you would pit Hamilton almost immediately at this point. I feel like if the tyres will last. I mean, Mercedes know more than me. We all know that Red Bull is rapid in a straight line. So now the question is, can Russell stay in DRS and get pulled a long bit? There's not much Russell could do there, right? He went defensive. There's not much he can do. Russell did all he could there. There was nothing for him to do, was there? That Red Bull is slippery in a straight line, man. Russell is well out of DRS. Wow. Now, hard tyre going on to Danny Rick for his second stop. Interesting. Danny Rick has made no impression upon the race, has he? No impression. Now, I think now at this point, you wait for Verstappen to get close to Hamilton and you box Hamilton at that point and see if you can make any impression. Yeah, for the race, to be fair. Russell has just dropped off a cliff in lap time. An absolute cliff. He's immediately lost so much pace. He's done a 118. Now I think he's back on. I think actually Russell had a mistake because this lap. Wait, what? Something's not right here. Hamilton in the pits. Hamilton in the pits. For some reason, that's showing Russell's on old softs, but that isn't correct, is it? That's what I'd have done. Because now the hards should get to the end with some pace. thank you so much for hanging out today, guys. I'm seeing 38 people are watching right now. May I ask you to make sure that you have hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button and selected all notifications so you get notified when I post a video or go live. And also, please do make sure you've liked the stream as well. It helps lots and lots and lots. Cheers, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Is Russell on the softs? Is Russell on softs? Is Russell on softs? Because it's reporting on the... Wait, am I living a lie? What? I'm going on my screen. I'm going onto the onboard, and literally, I just got some team radio. They're telling Russell to stay out. I'm seeing there's something not quite right here. I'm trying to see an onboard here of Russell, but it's got me on the nose cone, so maybe I'll just go back to the normal view. Let me see if I can get... He's on medium, isn't he? For sure. Like, I'm not being an idiot, am I? I'm not being an idiot, am I? He's definitely... Oh, it's corrected now. Yeah. Yeah, I got really confused then. I was just like, why is it saying softs? I'm living a lie. Now, Russell's pace has dropped right off. I don't know. Honestly, now, I don't see the wisdom of why Russell is still out. As the pit crew are getting ready for Russell, box, onto the hard tyres. As he enters the pit, Hamilton with a purple middle sector. Hamilton on the hard tyre. Hamilton's gone hammer time. Purple middle sector, a 15.8. Holy hell. Hamilton with a 15.8, taking some 7/10 of... This is... Guys, I'm throwing it out there. Hamilton is right on the edge of being within a pit stop of Verstappen again. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. More wow. 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 And again, in the first sector of the next lap, Hamilton is faster than Verstappen also. Wow. Is Hamilton putting himself into position to win this Grand Prix? 4/10 faster in the second sector. When Verstappen pits, Hamilton, I think, will be in the lead. Wow. Am I reading this wrong? Am I reading this wrong? Hamilton has caught tons. Hamilton's in the lead. Hamilton's net in the lead. Wow. I'm really keeping an eye on this. Hamilton faster yet again in the first sector. Personal best. My commentary are not on this at all. Hamilton is faster than everyone right now. Wow. My commentary are not picking up on that at all. Is Sky? Is anyone picking up on that? 2/10 quicker again, Hamilton. Verstappen's gone at Russell with a purple middle sector. I mean, why is that a disappointment? Like, this is a right race. Russell with the fastest lap of the race, a 15.4. Holy hell. Wowzers. Wowzers, wowzers, wowzers. This is crazy. Where has this come from, Mercedes? Then again, look. I'm just saying, look. I've said this all season, relatively to themselves, right? The Mercedes race pace has been insane all season compared to their one lap pace. And they're showing it again. I don't see the point in that, Paul, to be honest. Well, at this point, he'll just drive right by him, Paul. I mean, it's not even going to be close at the minute. Hamilton's going to be in the lead. Now, obviously, Verstappen's going to have pace, but Hamilton with a purple first sec. Hamilton, fastest lap of the race, again, with a 15.4. My lord. Russell with a 15.4 also. What's my commentary on F1, just, I'm not on this at all. I don't see how Ferrari have done Ferrari things again. This race, mate, has come alive. I don't see how Perez can defend this. Hamilton very slow. No, actually, fast again in the first sector. Nobody. A 4.9 second stop for mixed crew. Yeah, it's like they can't have him look good, right? This is fantastic. Look, as an F1 fan, I've been dying for this to happen. More cars in the fight. Lewis Hamilton sizing up Sergio Perez in turn one. Oh! Perez locks up. Perez locks up. Oh, I mean. Perez did try and defend, and his ambition did outweigh his talent there, and he nearly took out Lewis Hamilton there into turn one. Lewis Hamilton tried to go round the outside and then standard F1 fair as Perez pushes him out wide. Oh, that was needlessly spicy there. Lewis Hamilton all up in Perez's gearbox as they go into the other DRS zone down into the chicane. Lewis Hamilton having a go into the chicane now on his outside, is backing out of it. Perez being the perfect wingman, not bad for a number 2 driver. Thank you for Omi subscribing to the channel. Thank you very, very much. Vettel in the pits. He's got to get past him this time, has Lewis Hamilton. He's got the overspeed on him. They're side by side. And indeed, Lewis Hamilton makes the pass. Oh. Vettel having no idea. Oh! Vettel having no idea he's coming out into a battle here. Vettel needs Aston Martin on the radio right now. I don't think Vettel knows. I really don't think Vettel knows. Oh, he's got out of the way now. A driver like Vettel would not have done that on purpose. I don't, but that was silly and absent-minded in the very least, but yeah. So, there we are. Vettel is cleared now, so a little bit of a sit rep here. Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton. Now, look, I think now Perez has held up Hamilton enough now that if Verstappen pits shortly, Verstappen will be in front. That was very absent-minded from Vettel, I have to say. There's blue flags there, blue flag there on the replay. Very absent-minded from Seb there, honestly. That was a bit silly. 18 seconds loss usually within the pit stops. So I think you could see Verstappen pitting maybe at the end of this lap or very, very soon. Guys, if you are enjoying the stream and you're new here, please make sure you've hit that subscribe button and the bell notification button so that you get notified whenever I go live or upload new videos. And also do make sure you've liked this stream as well. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Hamilton with the fastest middle sector of the race thus far. So there's still life in those hard tyres. We've still got a race, sports fans. We still have a race. Russell is up behind Perez now, so we're probably going to see Perez go all Abu Dhabi on us again. But I think Russell is close enough that he might clear him down into turn 1 as they have the DRS open, or Russell does, out of the final corner. He nearly drove up the bum of Perez, but he's just driven straight round him. Easy mode there. Perez will pit momentarily, I think. Hamilton with the fastest lap of the race, a full second clear of Verstappen. Now look, genuinely, Verstappen needs to be pitting. Genuinely, Verstappen needs to be pitting. I think he has. I think Verstappen has the pace to still win this, even if he comes out behind Hamilton. But there's no reason not to pit Verstappen right now. I think we're going to see it shortly, honestly. Why not hold track position on a tyre you know is getting to the end? I'm not sure why they're extending, unless they know that that tyre won't work. Verstappen radio. Thoughts on tyre compounds, and he's saying the medium tyre is not good, basically. So his options, as I've just been told, Verstappen's options are 3-lap-old soft tyres from qualifying or brand new hard tyres now. So, interesting. Very interesting. Light work for George indeed. Fastest first sector of the race from Russell. And Hamilton just behind. 1/10 slow. Well, less than a tenth, half a tenth slow. Honestly, the Mercedes are in this race. Verstappen, unless the Red Bull cannot switch those hard tyres on, I still think Verstappen has the pace for the win, but right now, Hamilton comes out right behind Verstappen on a perfect stop. Leclerc's off the podium. Leclerc is off the podium. At this point, yeah, Leclerc, at this point, if all things stayed as they are, you're looking for Verstappen, Hamilton, Russell for the finish. Both Mercedes lapping faster than Verstappen as we see Perez come into the pits on 25-lap-old mediums. So I think at the minute you're still looking at a 2-3, but right now, Hamilton would be side by side with Verstappen out of the pits. If Verstappen pits, it would be side by side on exit. Well, it's a 2-3 right now. I think we should see Verstappen pit very, very shortly as Russell sets another fastest first sector of the race, taking a whole 0.4 of a second out of Verstappen. Hamilton taking 0.3 of a second out of Verstappen. The Mercedes are flying. We've not seen this all season. Genuine pace like this from the Mercedes as Verstappen stays out another lap. So it's super interesting. Thank you for hanging out today, guys. They've said hard is a no-go. I think so, Harry. Vet under investigate? Yeah, of course he is, Paul. Yeah, I could see a time penalty there. Before the race, yeah, before the race. Actually, this happened in Hungary as well. Before the Hungarian Grand Prix, they said that the hard tyre was a no-go. I'm sure it's Hungary, and they ended up using them. And we're seeing Magnussen passing, I think, K-Mag and nearly driving into the back of Schumacher when he did so. Russell, again with the fastest first sector of the race. He's flying. They're both right. Okay, so Hamilton now is in front of Verstappen if they pit right now. And Russell's got to gain about 2.5 seconds. But right now, if Verstappen pits, Hamilton should be in front and beyond DRS of Verstappen. So right now, Verstappen and Red Bull are basically hoping for that tyre offset, hoping the new tyre will bring them pace. I mean, you'd expect it, right? You'd expect it. But right now, Leclerc is out. He's not on the podium. Right now when he pits, and Sainz is nowhere. So very, very, very interesting race. Not yet, Harry. Not yet, mate. It's still 20 seconds down. Perez with the fastest lap of the race on the hards, so that's showing their hand. Verstappen's still not in, but we've seen Tsunoda and Albon come in now. I Croft is wrong, Harry. Croft is. I mean, very shortly Russell will be in front of him, but F1 have said that an average pit stop is 18 seconds, and Russell's 19 and a half behind. So I'm going off the times. Verstappen, it's 18 seconds. That's what they say, and he's still 19 and a half. Yellow flag. I'm not sure why or who. I don't know why. It's got to be this. Yeah, I think they're going to put him on softs. I think they're going to put him on. Sonoda's parked up. Is this? This is going to be. This is going to be a safety car. Safety car. VSC. Oh, Verstappen's just got lucky there. I'll have the Harry. Right, 12 seconds now. Under safety car or VSC. We've got no VSC yet. And he's just started rolling again. So wowzers. Did anyone actually box? No. That'd have been mad if people boxed there. Now Russell's in front of Verstappen also. So right. Sonoda tyres on. So Sonoda was saying the tyres weren't right and he pulled over? That was weird. That was very weird. Leclerc into the pits now. Very weird. Very weird indeed. So Leclerc should be in front of Perez at this point. Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's way in front looking at the track map. Max set the fastest lap under yellow flag. When did he do that? Verstappen, 2 seconds slower on the last lap. What happened there? What happened there? Verstappen was 2 seconds slower on the last lap. Did he just lift? Was he behind Tsunoda when he pulled in? They're changing something for Tsunoda. Yeah. I reckon Yuki might have taken his belt off. Did he flick his belts off? Oh, wow. I reckon he took his belts off. I reckon he was done and is taking his belts off, the throbber. Right then, Verstappen with the fastest personal sector, which would mean he's boxing. He's about to box, I think. Fastest personal lap, sorry. I think you're about to see Verstappen box. He's going slow again. Is so he Tsunoda's saying the diff is broken. Safety car? This has got to be a safety car now. What is going on? Merc pitting. Oh my God. Are they going to try and do this under yellow flag? VSC. VSC. Now let's watch. Verstappen has gone past. So has Hamilton. Who's passed? Alonso. So Sainz is there. Yeah, so they're beyond the... So Tsunoda's just parked his car. It sounds like he does in fact have a broken rear diff or something. 12 seconds, they're saying on F1 TV, Paul. 12 seconds. So, we're seeing pit stops here. We're seeing Norris onto Usoft, Alonso onto new softs. Verstappen is into the pits. Verstappen's into the pits. Hard tyres coming out for Max Verstappen here. Hamilton into the box. I'm not seeing what... Medium tyres for Hamilton. This is interesting. They are new medium tyres for Hamilton. New medium tyres. Russell also into the pits for new medium tyres for Russell as well. Well, there we go. There we go. So let's have a little sit rep. We've got Verstappen on new hards. We've got Verstappen on new hards, Hamilton on new mediums, Russell on new mediums, Leclerc 3-lap-old hard tyres, Perez on 8-lap-old hard tyres, Ocon on 30-lap-old hard tyres, not stopping, which is interesting. Sainz on fairly new hard tyres, Norris on old soft tyres, Alonso on new soft tyres, Stroll on old hard tyres. So, yeah, lots of lower end putting on old soft tyres also. Yeah, Danny Rick's been nowhere, has he? So what is the gap here? What is the gap? It's about the start-finish straight, the gap, isn't it? Um, yeah, but the VSC came out like 4 or 5 laps too late for Ferrari. Ferrari couldn't do anything there. They took their stop when they had to. Guys, please do make sure that you have subscribed to the channel and also used the bell notification button and turned all notifications on so you get notified when I go live or post new content. And also, please make sure you've liked the stream, guys. It really helps. Right then, we are under green flag conditions once again now with 22 laps to go. Now, it's going to be super interesting to watch the Hamilton and Verstappen deltas here. Through the middle sector, Hamilton was faster by some distance, and Russell was even faster than that. So we're going to be watching the times like a hawk here. Expect the Mercedes to absolutely go for it now. They're on, as we see, a purple final sector for Russell. So it's going to be interesting, this. It's going to be interesting. The gap being 12.7 seconds. Hamilton saying the VSC has stuffed them. I mean, I'm inclined. I'm inclined to agree on some level. I think, yeah. I mean, without the VSC, Hamilton and Russell are in front of Verstappen. But it will be interesting for the rest of the race as Verstappen sets a purple middle sector. Alonso setting the fastest lap of the race there. Holy hell! But he is on soft tyres. So the VSC was shady. Why was it shady? Mercedes telling Hamilton to push. Guys, make sure you're getting involved in the chat. Get involved in the conversation. What do you think's going to happen for the remaining 20 laps of this race? I'd love to know as well, guys, because this is only the second live stream I've done on this channel with the watch along. I'd love to know if you're new to the channel, if you're not new to the channel, what you think of the stream so far. So please do get involved. Merck could still win this. Russell setting the fastest lap of the race. Hamilton slightly slower than Verstappen that lap. I think the deficit's too big, quite honestly, but Alonso setting the fastest lap of the race again. Wowzers. Alonso is flying, mate. Absolutely flying. Russell setting the fastest first sector. So Hamilton is marginally faster. than Verstappen at this point. Marginally. Actually 2-3 tenths faster. It's not going to be enough, that. But still. This is the thing. What the hard tyres have shown, right, is that they are very, very, very consistent. The hard tyres have shown that they're very consistent and fast. So the Mercedes, if they want to win this race, they're going to have to be staggeringly quick on those medium tyres, and I just don't think they've got that outright raw pace. I don't agree with that, Russ. Toto won't allow George to overtake Lewis. I think I don't. I think I would if I was Toto, not if I was Toto, out of no favoritism whatsoever, I would be telling the Mercedes cars to hold station but go forward as fast as possible. Hello, Paris. Callum, hello. No, Red Bull, I can confidently say Red Bull didn't set up that VSC. I can confidently say that. I don't like this whole conspiracy theory stuff within Formula One. It very exceptionally rarely happens. Nothing going there with Lando Norris as Alonso goes out onto the gravel. I'm sure he's screaming his head off, but really Alonso would have done that to Lando. So, yeah, I mean, Russell with a 13.9, Hamilton with a 13.9. Holy hell. That's the kind of pace. That's the kind of pace Mercedes need. The end of this could be obscene. Could be obscene, man. Oh my days. $13.8 from Hamilton. Wow. This is still a race. This is still a race. This is still a race, this. Wow. A full 0.7 of a second there was take. My lord. It's still a race here, guys. This is still a race. I'm telling you, this is still a race. Now, Verstappen, wow, Hamilton with another purple first sector, 0.3 of a second faster than Verstappen. Wow, okay. Bottas pulls over. Bottas has pulled over. Where has Bottas pulled over? Is that the start? This is a safety car. Safety car. Full safety car. This must be a safety car. This must be a safety car. This must be a safety car. Why have they not called this already? This is a safety car. This must be a safety car. Why is this not a safety car? Am I missing something here? How is this not a safety? Sainz overtook Ocon there. Why is this not a safety car? He's literally stopped on the main straight. How is this not a safety car? Safety car called. Safety car called. Honestly, Alonso nearly flew into the back of Norris there. Honestly, that took far, far, far. Look, like, safety matters. Safety matters. Now, Mercedes, is this Max in the pits? Max in the pits for softs? So, he's going to be on softs behind the Mercedes. So, Russell and Hamilton are in front of Verstappen here. They are used soft tyres. I think these are the ones with 3 laps on them. I mean, look, I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny. I don't care about who's winning, who's losing, anything like that. That safety car, for whatever reason, took far, far, far too long to call. Beyond the racing, beyond anything, the safety needs to be number one, right? And the moment he pulls up there, safety car, like that moment, he's stopped. Call the safety car. I don't care if bloody Mick Schumacher's winning by 3/4 of a lap. It's a safety car immediately. Honestly. No messing. I don't... Formula One, honestly, baffles me sometimes. It really does. It really does. Now, oh, it went. Something went immediately there. Yeah, probably his gearbox or something. Something went immediately in Bottas's car there. Right, guys, just a little bit of a reminder. I'll give you a sit rep after this, but please do make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification button and selecting all, so you get notified when I go live and when I post a new Formula One video. And do make sure you've hit that like button on the stream. We're at 28 likes on the stream. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. Wait. Wait. What's just happened? Wait. Has everyone just pitted again? Am I confused? What's... I'm really confused. I'm really confused. What I've... Oh, did they pass... Oh. Unsafe release from Ferrari. Unsafe release for Sainz. Unsafe release. So Sainz will get penalised for an unsafe release and will get a penalty for passing Ocon as well. Now, what's... Right. Sorry, I'm... Russell's saying he's losing the tyres, basically. So Russell's made the call to go on the softs here. Russell's made the call. Russell's made the call to go on to softs. He said he's losing the tyres. That release. Sainz is going to get a penalty. So Russell made the call as he was coming into the box. He made as they came through the pits, because they're coming through the pits to get rid of the stricken Bottas car. As he came through, as he was entering the pits, he said, "Box for softs." So he's made that call with Hamilton choosing to maintain. I mean, this to me at this stage should be Verstappen, maybe Russell and Hamilton order at the end here. Science, bless him, all over the radio. This isn't unsafe. I mean, we can all see it, Science. How do we know that was an unsafe release? I have eyes. Let's look. I'm looking at the replay now. McLaren comes in. I mean, it's an unsafe release. Lapped cars passing. Okay, so we've had the safety car. Let's have a little poll here to end the race. There you go. New poll up in the chat. That's all lapped cars. New poll up in the chat, guys. I mean, Verstappen's going to get Hamilton. I feel reasonably comfortably here. Honestly, I think on they are used softs, but I just see Verstappen having Lewis massive lockup. I think Mercedes. The only hope Hamilton's got is getting ahead more than DRS. I mean, the commentary saying it's shades of Abu Dhabi, but it's nothing like Abu Dhabi because at that point Hamilton's tyres were absolutely gone in that race. So it's not like that. But Hamilton really trying to work those medium tyres and get that temperature raised in them. Whose job is it to monitor what's coming behind? The engineers, the Jackman, Luke. They have a light above the pit. The driver do generally. It's like a traffic light system, and someone's watching down the pit lane and clicks basically, clicks it to green. So an idiot in Ferrari's thing. Please do make sure you've hit like on the stream, guys. Right then. Hamilton really backing them up into that chicane before the final couple of corners, and then he's going to decide when he wants to pull the pin and go. It's his prerogative. He gets to decide when he's going. Verstappen and sorry, Hamilton has gone now as they entered the sort of first part of the final corner. Verstappen's got the pace. Verstappen's going to do him lap one. That is, I mean, wow. I mean, look. All I can say is, look, I'm just going to throw this out there. Verstappen is in front of Hamilton now. Um, All I'm going to say is Lewis Hamilton got the jump on Verstappen, and Verstappen, in a straight line, managed to pass the Mercedes still. So, I think that's just shown how quick in a straight line that Red Bull is. It's quite ridiculous. It's quite ridiculous how fast that car is in a straight line. George Russell right behind Hamilton. Hamilton already out of the DRS zone. The only hope that Mercedes have got now is that Verstappen's soft tyres go off. I don't see that happening. But that is a very quick car in a straight line. I mean, that is mental. That is absolutely mental how quick that car is in a straight line. That is absolutely mental. That is mental. That is crazy. Right then, as we have Verstappen, Hamilton, Russell, Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, Alonso on a great drive up to 7th as Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the race with a purple first sector on the next lap also. Norris in 8th, Ocon 9th, Stroll 10th. Yeah. Basically, this is a queue front to back on. Here we go. Absolutely crazy. Guys, there's 65 of you watching. It really helps content creators like myself if you all hit that like button. So please make sure you've liked the stream. It helps so, so much. It really, really does. Sainz passed Perez there. Russell probably is going to pass Hamilton at this point as well. It's going to be interesting. I doubt there's any team orders there, but Russell's going to have DRS. So I can see Hamilton going backwards here, honestly. Who, Pascal? What? Hamilton saying that was the biggest F-up. I mean, I don't know what your point is, to be fair, Pascal. I think Russell's going to get Hamilton here, honestly. I don't think there's going to be any team orders. I think it would be silly for them to have any team orders at this point. Leclerc in close attendance. Sainz also very, very close as well. As the tyres are coming on there, Hamilton is matching Verstappen in the middle sector. But that's the only hope for Hamilton at the moment, that the soft tyre runners go off here. I think you're going to see Russell pass, as Russell is very, very close to Hamilton. Oh! Hamilton went to defend. Russell hesitated slightly. No one will pass Max, Pascal. Well, but it's going to be interesting, right? Russell released now. So Lewis Hamilton not happy he's on the medium tyres. I can't say I disagree with him. Honestly. Now, Russell is faster than Verstappen through the middle sector. It was Russell's call to change onto the soft tyre. So, it's interesting. Now, I know what's going to be said. Leclerc with a purple final sector there. What Hamilton needs to do is stay out of the DRS, but he's not done that successfully. So you could see Lewis off the podium here, honestly. Most people saying that was an unsafe release. Russell seems to be matching Verstappen at the moment. I haven't seen anything for Sainz to have a penalty, but he should do, yes. Verstappen, Russell taking 2/10 out of Verstappen in the middle sector there. Hamilton nowhere at all. Half a second slower in the first and second sector. Lewis complaining. I mean, I'd complain as well, Mario. See, there's nothing wrong with drivers complaining when it's valid, but he could have also made the same call that Russell did. You know? All of the drivers complain. Let's not make it a thing. They all complain. As we see, Carlos Sainz, Leclerc going round Hamilton easily there, down on the DRS. Yeah, I'd be fuming. I'd be fuming if I was in Hamilton's position. At this point, I think Sainz is going to get Hamilton too. Let's just have a look. Last lap, Russell and Verstappen basically equal. Hamilton just dropping right away here. Right away here. Verstappen, Verstappen and Russell very equal. Leclerc onto the podium again there. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to watch it back, Chris. I don't like conspiracies. I don't like conspiracies, but it was definitely slow. Perez, ooh, having a good old look at Sainz there. Last lap, Verstappen 3/10 faster than Russell, so I think it's pretty good for Verstappen at this point. How you doing, Dan? What a stream. I just want to, as well, guys, I don't know how many of you are new to the channel. I don't know how many of you have followed me over from Pit Lane Sim Racing. But I think at one point we were very close to 70 concurrent viewers. And I really want to say thank you for coming along. Please do make sure, guys, that you have pressed the subscribe button and also the bell notification button and selected all so you get notified when I schedule streams and also when I upload new videos. And make sure you've also pressed the like button on this stream. It really, really helps. Thank you so much, guys. 5 to go now. 5 to go now. And again, very close, Russell and Verstappen. I mean, Verstappen, it was very interesting. At this point, it was very interesting. I would have liked to have seen what would have happened without the VSC. The VSC was somewhat, I don't want to say the word lucky, but it was at the right time for Verstappen, wasn't it? And then there was safety car stuff, but it was at the right time. It would have been interesting at that point to have both Mercedes in front of Verstappen and seen how Verstappen responded. But right now, Verstappen being the winner, I think on balance it's about right. If he gets there, 5 to go, sorry. Russell in second would be a great result. Leclerc, he's been there or thereabouts all weekend. The race, on the face of it, Hamilton has been unlucky there in the closing stages, but I agree with him being fuming, but we all heard the team radio also, Sainz radio, Sainz saying he's got so much deg and his tyres are overheating on the softs. We all heard the team radio from Russell, where Russell said, box, I want the soft tyres, I'm not going to hold on to the mediums, and it's worked out for him. And to be quite frank, Hamilton could have made that same call. So I do agree with the complaints of Hamilton to an extent, but he could have made the same call that Russell did and asked for the softs. So it works both ways. It works both ways to me. He's got a right to complain, but Russell made the call that Hamilton could have also made. So You know, it works both ways. Now, my driver of the day, it's a tough one. It's a tough one for me, driver of the day, because I like to go on positions gained. I like to use positions gained as a metric for my driver of the day. Honestly, I'd be. Sainz has a 5 second penalty, so Sainz with a 5 second penalty puts him down in 10th. Wow, at this point. Now, I would be torn at this point between Alonso and Russell for driver of the day. Honestly. I'd be torn between Russell and Alonso for driver of the day. Fernando Alonso now behind Perez. Alonso behind Perez because Perez held it out round the outside on Sainz, and Sainz took the race in line and drove Perez basically off the track. We see it so much in Formula One. Now Alonso is right behind Perez. Now, especially if Alonso can make an impression on these guys, if Alonso Hail Marys it and passes Perez, then driver of the day. But I think I'm going to say Alonso driver of the day. For me, I know I'm an Alonso fan, but I'm going to say Alonso driver of the day. Thank you, Russ, for subscribing to the channel. Right now, Alonso driver of the day for me. I'd love to know what you guys think for driver of the day. I mean, Perez saying he pushed me off, but I mean, that's F1. He was on the outside. He was on the outside, you know. Also, Norris in super close attendance. Give me your driver of the day in chat. Give me your Alonso for Paris, Alonso for Paul, Alonso or Russell for Russ. Thank you for all the reactions, the likes. Max, I mean, not for me, but fair dues. Fair dues. Alonso, Leclerc, really? Driver of the day? Really? Really? I think it's got to be Alonso today. I don't see what Max has done for driver of the day today, honestly. He's been fairly faultless, but I mean, he's done what you expect in that car, right? Not driver of the day material for me today, Verstappen. I mean, nothing wrong, but as we're looking at Alonso having a good old look. Hamilton had strong stints, but you've got to say that Russell's stints were stronger, Joshua. He's been right there all race. Vettel, a great race, actually, yeah, 13th. But on balance, I think he's had a poor weekend. Bottas. I mean, there's coming round towards the final corners. Verstappen rounding the final corner here to take a home win, which will be very popular with the Dutch fans. There we go. Win for Max Verstappen. Second place. Very strong race from George Russell, as on the final lap he does his personal best lap there. Leclerc in third and Hamilton fourth. Sainz fifth. Perez. This is all getting messed up now real quick because of Sainz. Right then. Verstappen with the win there. Nothing wrong with his run at all. VSC came at pretty much the correct time for him. I think he'd still have won anyway. It just made it that little bit easier. Verstappen with the win. Russell with a great race into second there. Leclerc, I mean, I feel like he should have done better, honestly. Hamilton in fourth, absolute sitting duck on those mediums at the end. Perez in fifth, Alonso in sixth, my driver of the day now. Norris in seventh, solid run, not great, not bad. Seventh there, gaining nothing, losing nothing. Sainz eighth, terrible day for Sainz. Ocon ninth, not a bad run for him. Stroll, honestly, he didn't gain or lose, but 10th for Stroll in the Aston Martin is a solid point. Gasly in 11th in the AlphaTauri. Albon in 12th. Great run for Albon in 12th in the Williams. Schumacher, honestly, absolutely undone by the pit stops with Haas. If you want a controversy, that's where it should be had, with Haas giving Schumacher terrible pit stops. Vettel in 14th, Magnussen in 15th, Zhou 16th, Danny Rick. Terrible, terrible race down in 17th. And Latifi down in 18th, honestly. I'm not sure what was clever about Max. He just did the obvious thing. I'm not slighting him, but Max didn't do anything unexpected. The safety car, yes, something's off with the safety car for me. Leclerc on the podium, I honestly think he should have been in front of Russell for the race. But it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one, but that's Formula One now, guys, you know. I mean, I think we're all aware why the safety car wasn't thrown, but I mean, Max only gets driver of the day on a popularity contest. On an actual driver of the day, he doesn't, does he? Um, yeah, but I mean, I don't like that kind of nonsense really about people having a cry or not. But he has a right to be a bit angry about that. But I side that with he also could have made the same call. Um, he could have made the same call. Max will probably get driver of the day, but my genuine driver of the day there is Alonso, gaining 7 places, closely followed by Russell for me. Um, I personally feel like Alonso was driver of the day there in the Alpine, making 7 places. Let's not forget, he made the early call onto the hard tyres, did Alonso, when prior to that, it looked like the hard tyre was just insane. You do not do that. And Alonso was the first driver onto the hard tyres and showed pace on them. So, good Grand Prix. Do I think Merck shafted him? No. I think for both drivers, Mercedes allowed them to stay on the mediums and Russell made the shout to go onto softs. So, I think maybe Lewis will feel as if he didn't have all the information at hand, maybe. And I think that's where his criticism can come in. That but Verstappen, yeah. I mean, many races ago. Um, no, I think if they don't pick Russell, Russell's what? Russell's fifth or sixth if they don't pick Russell. Russell's end of race pace was because of the softs, you know. So, but there we go. I don't agree, Mario. I don't agree, Mario. I think people just notice certain drivers moaning because they have an opinion of that driver already. Like it's very easy to look back at the Spanish Grand Prix, for example. Um, Max Verstappen complained a lot in that race. They all complain. They all complain. So, um, no problem, Daniel. But there we go. There we go, guys. That is the Dutch Grand Prix. Thank you all for joining me. 34 reactions. I think we were nearly at 34 likes. I mean, I wouldn't agree he's in a class of his own. That I think he's definitely like, you can't deny he's one of the fastest drivers on the grid. He's obviously right up there, but you can't deny that Red Bull is an unbelievable. I mean, he drove past Lewis Hamilton after Hamilton had the drop on him on the restart. You know, he just drove past him with no DRS. That car is daft. But yeah. Right, guys, I will be back with more Formula One content, and also I'll be back next week with the Monza watch-along. Please do make sure that you have subscribed to the channel, and also tap the bell button and the all button as well, guys, so you get all notifications when I post content. And do make sure you've liked this stream as well. I'll be live next week for the qualifying and the race, but do keep your eye out for more content coming along in the week. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week or in the content for the rest of the week. See you later, guys. Cheers. Bye-bye.